Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Mel back with another video, man. Today we got another reaction video. It's called Cheating Wife Shoots Husband 6 times. And he survived, get out the hospital, and he come back and get his get back. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in this damn video, bro, but we about to get into this bitch, see what's going on. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Turn on post notifications so you know when I upload, man. I upload almost daily. I'm about to try to get these videos to y'all, boys. So make sure y'all tap in. Y'all like this video. Leave a comment below what y'all want to see next, bro. Let me know what y'all want to see next. You know what I'm saying? Let a nigga know. All right, without further ado, though, let's get into this video, man.
On March 15th, 2022, at approximately 8:47 p.m., the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department received a 911 call from Naima Hinton, reporting that her husband had been shot at their residence in the Peabody-Darst-Webby neighborhood of St. Louis, Missouri. The dispatcher noted that Hinton sounded distressed but coherent as she provided their address at 1423 South 14th Street.
Bro, she low-key look crazy. I ain't gonna lie. She look crazy just a little bit, though. Like, you know, like when you could tell when a motherfucker crazy just by how they look. Like, she look crazy, G.
Officers Raymond
But she look crazy as a motherfucker.
Decker and Mariella Washington arrived at the scene within 7 minutes to find 27-year-old Jelani Drayton collapsed in the entryway of the apartment. Drayton was bleeding profusely from multiple gunshot wounds, including a critical injury to the head.
Damn.
He was unconscious, but still breathing.
Damn.
Officer
So she stood over his ass like that? Bro got hit up 6 times and one in the head, bro.
Washington immediately called for emergency
Her ass was dumping that bitch. Had
medical
to.
services while
My bad,
Officer
y'all.
Decker secured the scene.
Her ass was dumping
During
that
the
bitch.
initial
Had
interview
to.
at the scene, Naima Hinton, 26, told officers she had been watching a reality television program in the living room when she heard Jelani enter the apartment at approximately 8:40 p.m. According to her statement, this was immediately followed by the sound of multiple gunshots. Hinton claimed she dropped to the floor and hid behind the couch, fearful that the shooter might still be present. She stated that she waited approximately 3 to 4 minutes before emerging to find her husband wounded in the entryway. She then called 911 from her cell phone. Paramedics from the St. Louis Fire Department arrived at 9:02 p.m. and found Drayton with 6 distinct gunshot wounds, 2 to the chest, 1 to the abdomen, 2 to the left arm, and 1 to the right temple. The emergency medical team stabilized him at the scene before transporting him to Barnes Jewish Hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. The trauma surgeon, Dr. Vivian Cho, later reported that despite the severity of his injuries, particularly the head wound, Drayton had survived the initial surgery but remained in critical condition. Detective Keyshawn Germain arrived at the scene at 9:25 p.m. and took charge of the investigation. His preliminary examination of the apartment revealed no signs of forced entry at either the front door or windows. The apartment appeared relatively orderly, with no indication of a struggle or ransacking. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from.
So, I ain't gonna lie, like, I wonder if she got away with the shit, bro. Because, like, if she got away with the shit, then, like, that would explain the title. But, I mean, if he got hit in his head, wouldn't he lose, like, some memory? Some sort? He probably didn't.
Shell casings.
He probably remembered that exact, like, what happened. Because, I mean, that is traumatic. So, I mean, he probably remembered it. Remember who did it to him.
Found within a 5-foot radius of where Drayton had fallen, and to dust for fingerprints on the door handle and surrounding surfaces. During a more extensive interview with Detective Germain, Naima Hinton reported that her husband's wallet, which typically contained between $50 to $100 in cash, was missing. She suggested this indicated a robbery but could not identify any other items that appeared to be stolen. No firearm was recovered at the scene, supporting the likelihood that the shooter had taken the weapon upon departure. The trajectory of the bullets, based on preliminary analysis by forensic technician Rafael Moreno, suggested the shooter had been standing approximately 4 feet from Drayton when firing. Officers canvassed the neighborhood, interviewing a forensic technician Rafael Moreno, suggested the shooter had been standing approximately 4 feet from Drayton when firing. Officers canvassed the neighborhood, interviewing residents in adjacent apartments and nearby buildings. but no witnesses reported seeing anyone suspicious entering or leaving the building around the time of the shooting. Several neighbors confirmed hearing what they believed to be gunshots, but had not looked outside, a response that officers noted was not uncommon in areas where gunfire might be heard with some regularity. Background information gathered by Detective Germain revealed that Jelani Drayton had been employed as a warehouse worker at Gateway Distribution Center for the past 9 months, earning approximately $32,000. The couple had been married for 1.5 years after dating for 6 months. They had met through mutual friends at a barbecue in Forest Park during summer 2020. Naima disclosed to Detective Germain that they had been experiencing financial difficulties since Jelani's layoff from his previous position as a sales manager at Meridian Office Supplies in early 2022, a casualty of downsizing during the COVID-19 pandemic. His current warehouse position paid significantly less than his former salary of $58,000.
Damn, so bro got fired from his job and his wife cheating on him. Yeah, make sure y'all protect yourself when y'all out here, bro. Make sure y'all protect yourself, bro. This shit crazy. They got a lot of crazy motherfuckers out here. I say that shit all the time. Like, life is really crazy. Like, they really got crazy ass people on this planet and you just will never know. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be a family member that's spending the night with you. Like, it could be your cousin, your uncle, your friend, anybody. You really don't know what somebody going through, or what somebody thinking, or how somebody thinking. You don't be knowing, bro. So make sure y'all protect yourself, bro. I love y'all. Y'all gotta keep yourself protected.
This financial strain had reportedly caused tension in their marriage, though Hinton denied any serious conflicts. During the interview, Hinton also mentioned that Jelani had taken out a $250,000 life insurance policy in January 2022, at her urging, with Naima listed as the sole beneficiary. She explained this decision as responsible financial planning, particularly given their precarious economic situation. On March 15, 2022, a shooting that would soon captivate the attention of St. Louis law enforcement occurred, leaving Jelani Drayton fighting for his life. To understand the full scope of the investigation, one must first examine the relationship between Jelani and his wife, Naima Hinton Drayton. In January 2022, Jelani lost his position as a sales manager at Riverton Distributors, a victim of widespread corporate downsizing. Financial records would later show that this job loss created immediate strain on the household. After losing his primary employment, Jelani, 34, took on a series of temporary positions before eventually securing more stable work at the Eastern Gateway Distribution Center, though at significantly reduced pay compared to his previous salary. Meanwhile, Naima, 31, continued her part-time nursing position at Barnes Jewish Hospital, working 3 12-hour shifts per week in the intensive care unit. Detective Keyshawn Germain of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department's Violent Crimes Unit was assigned to lead the investigation following the shooting. His first steps involved piecing together the couple's history and financial situation. Bank statements revealed mounting credit card debt, with 3 missed mortgage payments on their modest home in the Benton Park West neighborhood. The uncertainty of his survival shifted some focus of the investigation toward gathering evidence.
Damn.
While waiting to see if Jelani would recover consciousness and potentially identify his attacker. By March 25, 2022, the investigation into the shooting of Jelani Drayton in St. Louis had reached a critical impasse.
Excuse me.
Detective Keyshawn Germain of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department found himself scrutinizing inconsistencies in Naima Hinton's account of the events of February 17th. Jelani remained in a comatose state at Barnes Jewish Hospital, unable to provide investigators with his version of what transpired that evening. Several elements of Naima's testimony raised questions among investigators. She claimed to have hidden behind their living room couch during the attack, yet forensic teams found no fingerprints, fibers, or other evidence indicating her presence there. Additionally, officers who interviewed Naima in the hours following the shooting noted her unusually composed demeanor, which contrasted sharply with the expected psychological response to witnessing a violent attack on a partner. On March 30, 2022, Detective Germain conducted an interview with Jelani's mother, Tamaria Fulton, at her residence in University City. During this conversation, Tamaria revealed that Naima had approached her about potentially removing Jelani from life support just 3 days after his admission to the hospital, citing prohibitive medical costs and poor prognosis. Tamaria strongly opposed this suggestion, insisting that her son deserved every chance at recovery. Hospital staff later confirmed to investigators that despite public displays of concern, Naima visited Jelani infrequently. Between February 18th and April 1st, 2022, she appeared at the hospital only 4 times, with each visit lasting less than 30 minutes. Financial records obtained through subpoena revealed that on April 5th, 2022, Naima received a partial payout of $50,000 from Jelani's life insurance policy, which listed her as the primary beneficiary. The insurance company approved this partial distribution, citing Jelani's critical condition. Within 2 weeks, Naima used these funds to eliminate outstanding credit card debt and automobile loans. Detective Germain brought Terrell Lyman in for additional questioning on April 12, 2022. A deeper examination of phone records uncovered a series of text messages between Terrell and Naima dating back to January 2022. These communications contained flirtatious exchanges and references to meeting in private, suggesting an extramarital relationship. Terrell acknowledged.
I don't know who this is, bro. I don't know who this is, but nigga, how you? This is. What the fuck am I watching? This is crazy, nigga. Why are we cheating, bro? There's just certain. This is just what I mean. This shit is just crazy.
The friendship with Naima, but denied any romantic involvement or knowledge of the shooting. Multiple canvases of the neighborhood produced no witnesses who observed anyone fleeing the scene on February 17th. Additionally, Jelani's wallet, which Naima claimed was stolen during the robbery, was never recovered from any pawnshops, resale venues, or discarded in the surrounding areas. By June 2022, with Jelani still unconscious and leads exhausted, the investigation lost momentum. Naima sold their home in July 2022 for $285,000 and relocated to Kailua, Oahu, Hawaii, with an unidentified male companion. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department officially classified the case as inactive on August 15, 2022, redirecting resources to more recent violent crimes. On December 12, 2022, medical staff at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri, documented an unexpected development in the case of Jelani Drayton. The 37-year-old construction worker regained consciousness after spending nearly 9 months in a coma following the March 15, 2022 shooting that left him with severe head and torso injuries. Dr. Marcus Winslow, the neurologist overseeing Drayton's care, had previously informed the family that recovery chances were below 15% given the extensive brain trauma. Tamaria Fulton, Drayton's 58-year-old mother, had maintained a consistent presence at the hospital since the incident.
So this must be the mama they
Hospital
showing.
records indicate she visited her.
This must be the mama they showing, because they was showing this picture a lot before they got to this part. I didn't even know who this was, so this the mama.
Her son 6 days per week, often bringing personal items and speaking to him despite his unresponsive state. Nursing staff noted that Fulton frequently played recordings of Drayton's favorite jazz albums during these visits. Following his emergence from the coma, Drayton began an intensive rehabilitation program under the supervision of Dr. Eleanor Reed, a specialist in traumatic brain injury recovery. Medical records show Drayton initially struggled with basic motor functions and experienced significant speech impairment. By March 2023, after 3 months of daily physical and speech therapy, he had regained partial mobility and could communicate with short sentences, though he continued to exhibit right-side weakness and occasional aphasia. During this recorded interview, Drayton, still visibly weakened and using a walker, provided his first account of the shooting. He stated that his wife, Naima Hinton, 34, was the person who shot him as he entered their home on Page Avenue after returning from his night shift. Drayton described hearing Hinton call his name before seeing her holding a handgun. According to his statement, the first bullet struck his head, followed by 5 more shots to his torso as he collapsed to the floor. "I remember her standing over me," Drayton told Detective Germain in the interview transcript.
Bro, so she stood over this man. Bro, that is crazy. Dog. Y'all is married. This lady really stood over this nigga, bro. That is crazy, dude. All this over some money is crazy.
She watched me bleed for maybe 10 minutes before calling 911. When
Damn.
questioned about why he hadn't shared this information with authorities earlier, Drayton explained that he feared no one would believe him given his wife's respected position as a procurement specialist at Mercy Hospital. He had disclosed the information only to his mother upon regaining sufficient speech capabilities. Fulton then informed him that Hinton had sold their home for $285,000 in July 2022 and relocated to Hawaii with her fitness instructor, Terrell Lyman, 29. Detective Germain proceeded to re-examine the physical evidence collected from the scene. A significant development emerged when investigators examined Drayton's hospital records more closely. On May 15, 2022, when Drayton was still comatose, a security camera in his hospital room captured Hinton visiting alone at approximately 2:17 a.m. The footage shows her checking the hallway before approaching Drayton's ventilator and disconnecting it for approximately 47 seconds. Nurse Kanaya Tavon entered the room during a routine check, immediately reconnected the device, and documented the incident as a possible equipment malfunction in the medical log. Insurance documents obtained through subpoena revealed that Hinton had received a $50,000 preliminary payment from Drayton's life insurance policy, with the remaining $450,000 contingent upon his death. The policy, purchased 6 months before the shooting, listed Hinton as the sole beneficiary. Drayton, according to his mother's later statement to authorities, became increasingly fixated on what he perceived as a betrayal by his wife. While appearing to focus on his rehabilitation to family members, he secretly made arrangements to travel to Hawaii. Cell phone records show he purchased a one-way ticket to Honolulu on June 12, 2024.
Bro, this man got his memory back and said, fuck that shit. I'm on a mission to find the fucking boss. I ain't gonna lie, he's the final boss. What the fuck am I listening to? This nigga just said, bro got shot 6 times, 1 in the head, had severe brain damage, but somehow was able to tell the police who the fuck shot him, how long she stood over this man for, was able to purchase a ticket to another country. No, that's a state. I'm tweaking. Another state, bro. Another state. A one-way ticket to another state just to kill his wife for a get back. That's some crazy shit.
A prepaid credit card. He informed his physical therapist he would be taking a break from rehabilitation sessions. On June 20th, 2024, Honolulu Police Department officers responded to a call from a neighbor reporting a disturbance at Hinton's apartment on Kalakaua Avenue. They discovered Hinton's body in her living room. The medical examiner's report documented the cause of death as manual strangulation, with defensive wounds on her hands and arms. DNA analysis identified skin cells under Hinton's fingernails matching Drayton's genetic profile. Surveillance footage from Hinton's apartment building captured a man matching Drayton's description entering the building at 8:42 p.m. and leaving at 9:27 p.m. on the night of her death.
This shit is crazy, but this is
Honolulu
like...
Honolulu authorities issued an arrest warrant.
This is what she did. This is her fault. You should have never shot that man. You should have never shot that man. I mean, it was only... Of course he gonna get out of the hospital and be crazy. You shot him in the head, of course. But I didn't think he was gonna fixate on finding your ass out of state.
The parallel investigations into Jelani Drayton's shooting and Naima Hinton's murder converged in late 2024, bringing closure to a case that had spanned more than 2 years across multiple jurisdictions. What began as an apparent robbery in St. Louis ultimately connected to a homicide in Honolulu through a web of evidence that investigators painstakingly assembled. The breakthrough came in September 2024 when a severe thunderstorm dislodged crucial evidence. A Glock 9mm handgun was recovered from a neighbor's roof near the original crime scene. Forensic analysis confirmed it was the weapon used in Jelani's shooting, with 6 bullets matching those removed from his body during surgery. More significantly, the gun bore Naima Hinton's fingerprints. Further investigation revealed that Terrell Lyman, an associate of Naima's with a minor criminal record, had illegally purchased the firearm through a straw buyer arrangement at a gun show in Illinois in January 2022. When confronted with the evidence, Lyman provided a sworn statement confirming that he had given the weapon to Naima several weeks before the shooting as part of their plan to stage a robbery and file a fraudulent insurance claim. She needed money badly, Lyman stated in his official testimony. The plan was never supposed to involve shooting anyone, especially not Jelani. She told me afterward that things went wrong when he fought back. Hospital records from Barnes Jewish Hospital, where Jelani had spent 3 months recovering from his injuries, contained another disturbing piece of evidence. Nurse Kanaya Tavon had documented an unusual incident in May 2022 when she discovered Naima attempting to disconnect Jelani's ventilator during a late-night visit.
What the
Hospital
fuck?
security had
Bro, what? Yo. Niggas is what? Bro. Why the fuck are we doing this? Bro, are you that? For what? Like, I'm telling you, there was no motive behind any of this shit. Like, I swear to God, it can't be because they wanted to be married to somebody else, cheat, whatever, or some money. It's something mentally wrong with these people. You telling me you attempted to kill your husband, shot him, got away with the murder, went back for a late night visitation just to pull the plug and get caught? Oh, nigga, what the fuck are we doing?
Escorted Naima from the premises, but no charges were filed at that time as Jelani remained unconscious and unable to provide testimony. Meanwhile, in Honolulu, Detective Terrell Jakes led the investigation into Naima Hinton's June 19, 2024 strangulation death at the Ala Moana Hotel. The autopsy conducted by Dr. Michelle Kamahele revealed defensive wounds on Naima's hands and arms, with DNA samples collected from beneath her fingernails matching Jelani Drayton. Flight records confirmed that Jelani had arrived in Oahu on June 18, 2024, and departed on June 21, 2024. Hotel security footage showed Jelani entering Naima's room at 9:47 p.m. on June 19th and leaving at approximately 10:35 p.m. Naima's body was discovered the following morning by housekeeping staff after she failed to check out as scheduled. The Honolulu Police Department coordinated with St. Louis authorities, leading to Jelani's arrest in Missouri on September 10, 2024. Prosecutors charged Jelani with second-degree murder while simultaneously closing the investigation into his own shooting by posthumously implicating Naima. The case went to trial on November 15, 2024, at the St. Louis Circuit Court with Judge Raymond Ortiz.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this shit is crazy. Like, bro, you just woke up one day, it was like, bro, I'm tired of being with this nigga, I'ma cheat on him. But not only I'm gonna cheat on him, I'm just gonna shoot this nigga 6 times, try to get him off the map. You know, send his ass back to the lobby. This nigga lost his job. He ain't making no money.
Presiding. Prosecutor Latrice Fulton presented the state's case, arguing that Jelani had traveled to Hawaii with the premeditated intent to kill Naima as revenge for his shooting and near-death experience. This was a calculated act of vengeance, Fulton told the jury during opening statements.
Okay, but that's I wouldn't say that would be normal, but that's retaliation. Yeah, the bitch shot me in my head. I gotta go kill this hoe. Like, yeah, that's how he was thinking. He like, yeah, this bitch shot me in my face. Alright. Ain't think I was gonna catch you out there in what it was called? Hawaii? Yeah.
Mr. Drayton tracked Ms. Hinton to Hawaii and confronted her in her hotel room with the express purpose of taking her life.
Belt the ass.
Defense counsel Zuri Drayton, what happened in that hotel room was not murder, but self-defense, she countered. The defense presented evidence of defensive bruising on Jelani's forearms and introduced a critical piece of evidence overlooked in the initial investigation, a kitchen knife found near Naima's body bearing her fingerprints. Jelani testified in his own defense, stating, "I went there to confront her, to get answers about why she shot me. I needed to hear it from her. When I told her I knew what she had done, she grabbed a knife from her luggage and came at me. We struggled, and I was just trying to stop her from stabbing me." The defense established that Jelani had no prior criminal record and had been employed as an accounting specialist at Meridian Financial Services before the shooting left him partially disabled. Character witnesses testified to his nonviolent nature and community involvement. After 7 days of testimony and a week of deliberation, on December 20th, 2024, the jury returned a verdict of not guilty.
Watch who y'all talk to, bro. Watch who y'all niggas be talking to. Watch who y'all... Look. These motherfuckers crazy, boy. They out here crazy. Like, I don't know what to say about this one. This shit genuinely has me... like, I'm confused. I don't know what to think about this shit. If you like this video, man, make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment down below and subscribe to me, man. Turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I love y'all to death, man. I will be streaming on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, gang. Just follow me on Twitch, bro. It's literally my name, Meliante1K, bro. It's literally gonna be in the link at the bottom. Gang. Make sure you tap in. Go tap on that link, bro. Show some support. Show a nigga some love, gang. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. Show a nigga some love, bro. Make sure y'all follow me. Man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. And until next time, man, we out this bitch.